Tobel's orders. I'm to watch her for signs of sadness and verbally encourage.
Severance has captivated viewers with its eerie, dystopian world, where employees at Lumon Industries are forced to undergo a procedure called severance, splitting their memories into two distinct versions, one for work and one for their personal lives. Throughout the series, the show has kept fans guessing about what's really happening behind the scenes, especially in the micro data refinement and MDR department, where the numbers are constantly sorted into files that seem to have little to no explanation. But in Severance Season 2, Episode 7, Chikai Bardo, we get a jaw-dropping reveal about the true purpose of MDR's work, and it's not just about sorting numbers. Up until now, the work being done in MDR seems shrouded in mystery. We've watched as Mark, Helly, Dylan, and Irving continue their strange, repetitive tasks. But in this episode, the series reveals something truly unsettling. MDR's computers are secretly cameras, constantly watching and recording the employees' every move. And the twist doesn't stop there. We also learned that each of MDR's workers has a dedicated watcher, someone on the testing floor who monitors their every action, emotional reaction, and even progress on the work they're doing. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In this video, we'll break down everything we learned in Severance Season 2, Episode 7, and discuss what this means for the employees in MDR, the sinister role of the Watchers, and the larger implications of this shocking reveal.
So maybe if we go to the cabin, we could talk to Azeni and he could...
They're two completely different...
The mystery of MDR's work. Let's take a step back and look at the mystery that's been hanging over MDR since Season 1. The employees in this department spend their days sorting numbers into files, but no one knows exactly what those numbers mean or why they're sorting them the way they do. In earlier episodes, we saw the files get organized by feelings, balancing categories, and generally being moved around in ways that seemed almost meaningless. Throughout both seasons, viewers have been trying to figure out, what is the purpose of this work? Why is it so important to Lumon, and who or what is benefiting from it? Severance masterfully built suspense around the significance of these tasks, but Season 2, Episode 7, starts to answer these questions by revealing that these files are not as random as they seem. In fact, they are tied to something far more sinister. We learn that these files are linked to rooms on Lumon's testing floor, rooms that serve as simulated environments. And here's where it gets even more unsettling. These environments are directly tied to the work being done in MDR. The work the MDR team does isn't just about number sorting. Instead, it seems to refine the rooms on the testing floor, and the data they collect has a purpose far beyond simple organization.
Well, what if I just talk to her?
Well, she deserves to have the information presented.
The Watchers are watching who's really monitoring MDR. One of the biggest shocks in Severance Season 2, Episode 7, is the reveal that MDR's employees have a dedicated watcher assigned to them. These watchers are stationed on the testing floor and are monitoring the employees through the computers in the MDR department. It's not just that these employees are observed from a distance. They are under constant surveillance through hidden cameras embedded in their computers. When we see Mark, Helly, Dylan, and Irving working on their computers, the Watchers are able to observe everything happening on their screens. From their emotional reactions to the numbers they're sorting, to their conversations with colleagues, to the progress they're making, the Watchers are paying attention to it all. This constant monitoring gives Lumon a detailed insight into every aspect of their work. The Watchers track their every move, ensuring the files are being processed correctly and that everything is running according to the company's plan. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. These Watchers aren't just monitoring the employees' progress, they're also responsible for reporting back to higher-ups in Lumon. For example, when Mark hits a roadblock with his work on the Cold Harbor file, it's Mark's watcher who updates Drummond and Dr. Maurer about the delay. This isn't just about overseeing work, it's about controlling it, making sure that the workers don't veer off track. The Watchers are, in a sense, acting as a buffer between the employees and the higher-ups, constantly reporting any unusual behavior or delays. But what makes this situation even more fascinating is the question of whether these Watchers are severed themselves. While the show doesn't explicitly confirm this, it's highly likely that the Watchers are severed too. The level of detachment required to constantly observe the employees without becoming emotionally involved makes it seem like the Watchers would need to be severed. If they weren't severed, it would be much harder for them to handle the sensitive material they're observing, especially since they have direct access to the back end of the number sorting process.
She's Lumon through and through. She was raised by them. She's a soul.
The computers aren't just for work, they're surveillance tools. Now let's talk about the computers in MDR themselves. We've seen these computers throughout the series, and it's always been clear that they're important. But Severance Season 2, Episode 7, takes things to a whole new level by revealing that these computers are not just tools for sorting numbers. They are actually surveillance devices. The cameras in the computers are linked to the Watchers on the testing floor who can observe everything the MDR employees are doing. When Mark is working on a file, for example, the camera embedded in his computer tracks his every movement. If he reacts emotionally to a file, or if there's a delay in his progress, the Watcher can report that back to the higher-ups. These computers are essentially double agents. They help the employees do their work, but they also constantly record everything happening on the floor. In a world where surveillance is already a theme of Severance, this revelation takes the idea of being watched to a terrifying extreme. It's not just the employees who are under constant surveillance, it's the work itself. The Watchers have access to everything happening on the computers, from the emotional reactions of the workers to the exact progress being made on the files. The Watchers can even see whether an employee is distracted or not focused on their work, which means that no moment of the day is truly private.
It's on Helly.
The testing floor and the simulated environments. As we continue to peel back the layers of Severance, we begin to learn more about the testing floor itself and its connection to MDR. The most shocking aspect of this reveal is that the files the MDR team is working on are linked to different rooms on the testing floor. These rooms are not just ordinary spaces. They are carefully designed simulations that test the mental and emotional states of the employees. For example, one room is a dentist's office, where Gemma undergoes a dental procedure. Another room is a flight simulation, where Gemma experiences a crashing airplane. And yet another is decorated for Christmas, forcing Gemma to write thank you cards for gifts she hasn't even received. Each of these rooms represents a different psychological experiment, and each one corresponds to a file that's being worked on in MDR. The work done by MDR isn't just about sorting numbers, it's about refining these rooms and their corresponding environments. When the MDR team categorizes the files, they're actually helping to shape and control these simulations. And the Watchers play a critical role in monitoring the progress and effectiveness of these refinements. They track how well each room is coming along, ensuring that everything is in place for the next psychological test. This is a high-stakes, ongoing experiment with real-world implications, and the MDR team is at the center of it all.
Tell me how I'm feeling.
I have no idea how you're feeling.
Like shit.
Lumon's lies about surveillance. One of the most chilling parts of Severance Season 2, Episode 7, is how it highlights the lies that Lumon Industries has told its employees. At the beginning of the season, Milchick tells the MDR team that Lumon has implemented reforms, including the removal of security cameras on the severed floor. However, this new revelation proves that Lumon never intended to stop watching the employees. Instead of physical cameras, Lumon has simply turned the employees' computers into surveillance devices. The cameras may have been removed, but the monitoring continues. Now, in an even more covert and invasive way, the surveillance is happening right under their noses, and the employees have no idea that their every move is being tracked.
Gone a long time, Gemma. He's moved on.
Our nerdy thoughts? Severance Season 2, Episode 7 gives us a glimpse into the true nature of the work being done in MDR and the unsettling role the Watchers play in monitoring the employees. It's no longer just about sorting numbers, it's about refining psychological simulations, observing emotional reactions, and ensuring that Lumon's experiments proceed without interruption. The Watchers are the unseen force behind the scenes, keeping the MDR employees under constant surveillance while tracking their every move, emotion, and reaction. This revelation deepens the mystery of Lumon Industries and raises more questions about the true purpose of the severance process. What does Lumon really want from its employees? What are they planning with these simulated environments? And most importantly, what's the endgame for those who are being watched so carefully? As always, Severance keeps us on the edge of our seats. And with this latest twist, the story is only getting more complex and mysterious. If you're as captivated by this mind-bending series as we are, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of Severance. Let us know your thoughts on the Watchers and the testing floor in the comments below. What do you think Lumon's ultimate goal is?
I don't know what to do with this. What do I do if he wakes up?
Do not call that.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.